Hey guys, it's Mike. Um, After week 6, I put up a video that was about coaches on the hot seat in the early portion of the season. If you want a link to that video, it's going to be right up here, and I'm also going to put a link down in the description. We are now 2 full months later. Week 14 wraps up tonight, and the point of this is to see 2 months later who's still on the hot seat, uh, who's now on the hot seat, who's gotten their way off of it. Now, uh, one name that's definitely still on that list is Gus Bradley. Fuck's sake. What the hell? They're now 2-11. Wasn't this supposed to be the year that they turned this around? I know I went on this rant 2 months ago, but still, for the love of God, how is he still there? Come on. He's now 2-11, and they're just what? Why bother waiting to the end of the year? Just get rid of him now. Get rid of him now. They've got a coach on the roster who could be a worthwhile, interim head coach. Doug Marrone. He's done it before, and they just insist on keeping Bradley there for no reason. They're just waiting out till the end of the year, and then they're hopefully gonna fire him. He's got the worst winning percentage ever. He doesn't recall calling key timeouts. He speaks entirely in parables in his fucking press conferences. Like, what good is he doing the coach? Is he doing the team? Still being the coach? Watch, there's a Vine a couple weeks ago, and it was Jalen Ramsey just sitting on the sidelines, and if you read lips, you can see him say, "I'm tired of fucking losing." And I wish the rest of the team felt that way. I wish the organization felt that way. Because for the love of God, this team was supposed to be a playoff contender, and they're 2-11. It boggles my mind. Next up, someone who wasn't on the hot seat in the last video for me, but I feel that even though he's a first-year coach, he needs to have his name in the running for being on the hot seat. Chip Kelly. If you're familiar with my videos, you're familiar with me. I fucking can't stand Chip Kelly. I saw him just ruin the Eagles last year. And, well, there wasn't really much to ruin with San Francisco in the beginning because they've been shit for about 2-3 years now. They're really shit now. They blew a lead against the Jets yesterday. More on them later. I mean, at this point, again, why bother? We've now seen what Chip Kelly is. I mean, at what point do you just give up and say, hey, we've seen him now try to run an NFL team once before, it failed. Why did we hire him? I know that San Francisco's probably not going to fire him because they fired Harbaugh. Then they hired Jim Tom Sula. That failed in a year, so they fired him and hired Kelly. Are they really going to fire a coach for the third straight year? Probably not, but it'd be wise for them to do so. That offense is the best offense in the league at going 3-and-out because they go 3-and-out very fast. Who else is really bad? Checking the draft order. John Fox. I mentioned him in the last video. Still really kind of confused as to why Chicago is as bad as they are. They're 3-10 now. Again, not really sure what caused this. This is a team that should be a lot better than they are, but it hasn't worked out for whatever reason. There's rumors that Fox and his defensive coordinator Vic Fangio aren't getting along. One of the two, if not both, are gone at the end of the year. That I can pretty much assure you that. Next up, Todd Bowles, New York Jets. I said there was going to be more on him, and there is. This team is still god-awful. 1-5 to start the year. Haven't really gotten any better. They're now 4-9, but, I mean, this is a team that's supposed to be competing for a playoff spot. The offense is really, 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 really bad. Chan Gailey is doing just about all he can to keep that offense competitive, but Todd Bowles isn't helping his case. Mike McCoy, after that Denver win on Thursday Night Football in Week 6, kind of eased the pressure up on him a little bit. Seemed like San Diego was going to get back in the swing of things. That hasn't happened. Hasn't happened. Team's kind of falling back down a bit. Right now, they'd be picking 8th if the draft were today. And you can't have that. I mean, I get injuries and all, but at what point, how many excuses can you give the guy? His play calling is still terrible. They blow way too many big leads. Can't do it anymore. And last one for a surprise, I'm going to go Carolina, Ron Rivera. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we were talking about potential coaches that could get fired. And it is really hard this year because there's a lot of parity in the NFL, which is making hot seat predictions really tough, and it's also making candidates really tough to identify as well. But he mentioned Ron Rivera, and at first it kind of took me a bit by surprise. I mean, this team was in a Super Bowl last year. But right now, if the draft were today, they'd be picking 7th. And I think when I first started seeing that Carolina was playing terribly, I just kind of put all the blame on Gettleman as the GM for, his handling of Norman, and he's drafting players where maybe that's not the right fit. But at the end of the day, Rivera's got to find a way that he can get these high draft picks on the field, and he's not doing it. A.J. Klein is starting over Shaq Thompson. Not exactly sure why. Not exactly sure how. And at the end of the day, I mean, they're so bad. They're really bad. They're the only team that really doesn't have a chance anymore in that division. That division, Atlanta kind of fell off a little bit, kind of let Tampa Bay and New Orleans back in the hunt a bit, but Carolina's out of it. They really, truly don't have much of a chance of making the playoffs at all. They're now 5-8, if I'm correct. They're like 4-9, 5-8. They just, I don't know what happened, and I was thinking, well, they went 15-1 last year. And then I started thinking a little bit more, and I went, wait, but they made the playoffs at 7-8-1. He's been there a couple years. They've only really had that one good year. Maybe it is time. Maybe it is time. So, one quick note before I hop off of here. Yesterday, Jason La Canfora of CBS Sports was reporting that Rex Ryan could be fired as early as today. This is Monday that I'm recording this. And I'm not really sure what to make of that. I wouldn't put Rex Ryan on the hot seat. They're 6-7. They may not make the playoffs this year, but they're 6-7. I think the coaches I just mentioned are a lot worse off than that. I mean, not a single coach that I mentioned is better than 5 wins. Not one of them. I guess the Bills just kind of want to stay stuck in limbo and don't want to see anything out through to the end. So now that that's all out of the way, my break has started. I have a full month off, and I want to bring more content to the channel. I've been kind of lax in that. So I'm going to try to do at least 3 to 4 videos every week for the next month. Whether or not that's attainable, I don't know, but we'll see. I should have another video up in the next couple of days. Till then, like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think, and I'll talk to you next time.